let me note down these new values now, right? Just to give you a quick practice how exactly we are calculating weights. And here's the total 42,500, right? And I'm gonna calculate this, divide by the value, the total value, and you get this too. Let's take calculation, right? Alright, in case you're wondering why I added dollars instead of that, we can use this calculation for each of them. This can also work for you if in case that is not working. See, no? Alright, and I'm gonna use this and do a formatting. Control 1. When I press Control 1, you will guess this page. It's a shortcut, right? So number decimal place has to be 2, and okay. And let's take the sum equal to sum, and let's this term which will be 1. Perfect. Alright, so this is how we can calculate the weights in the market capitalization. So alright, let's move on to the next one. Free float market capitalization index. Free float methodology market capitalization is calculated by taking the equity's price and multiplying it by the number of shares readily available in the market. So instead of using all of the active and inactive shares as with full market capitalization, right? In full market capitalization, all of them, even though it's active or inactive, right? All shares are being taken. Now in free float, we only take only those shares which are readily available in the market or issued in the market, right? The free float method excludes the locked in shares such as those which are held by insiders, promoters, and government. So let's put it into a formula, so which you can see here: share price into number of shares issued minus locked in shares, and this is also called as float adjustment capitalization. Let's look at the example. Okay, before we go to the example, let's go through a few more points which are noted here. It provides a more accurate reflection of market movements and stocks actively available for trading in the market. The resulting market capitalization is smaller than what would result from a full market capitalization method. The free float methodology has been adopted by most of the world's major indexes. It is widely used by S&P, MSCI, and FTSE. Why? Because if you take only those shares which are readily available in the market, it will give you precise data that how exactly the index is working instead of taking the logged in shares. Okay, going to the next one, which is price weighted index. Okay, before we go there, let me take a look at if we have an example available. Actually, we do not. However, I'm sure we can use the same form. We can use the same example, right? And derive the free float market capitalization index. It's just the difference that number of shares issued minus logged in shares. It's the only change. Okay, so I think this is pretty self-explanatory. So we can move ahead with the next one, which is price weighted index. A stock index in which each stock influences the index in proportion to its price. Stocks with a higher end price will be given more weights and therefore will have a greater influence over the performance of index. Now, which are the examples, right? Dow Jones Industrial Average and Nikkei 225 are popular price weighted indices. So in this scenario, if we have compared with the previous two examples, which is free float and market capitalization weighted index, they actually they also get influenced by the price, right? Now in this scenario, the stocks which are having the higher price will be given more weight. So in the previous scenarios, we actually multiplied the price into the number of shares, right? Now in the scenario, higher the price, higher the weight. Simple as that. Now if you would have seen, let me take through an example which is for Dow Jones Industrial Average includes a price weighted average of 30 actively traded blue chip stocks, right? So blue chip stocks, when I say, right, these are the most premium stocks which has a good fundamental, and they are well-known stocks like Facebook, Google, and all the stocks. So basically Dow Jones includes average of 30 shares, just for your knowledge, right? Let me take to an example. Okay, yeah, So here we have price weight index. We take the same example which we took for market capitalization. All right, we take the list of stocks, 5 stocks, and this is the stock price as of 1st January, and this is today's stock price and number of shares in lakhs. Let me take a look at that. So stock name here, it is this, stock price here it is, and the price weight is directly being actually assigned, right, by just looking at the price. Instead of, if you would have seen here, we have also considered shares in lakhs. We multiplied 150 into 20, which comes to 3000, and we actually took 3000 divided by 18,800, which comes to 0.16. In this scenario, we are not taking the number of shares, right? We are just taking the price and we are assigning weights to them. So if you have seen, this price is of 1st January 1995, right? It's 150, and in the price weights is derived based on 150 divided by 1250, which comes to 0.12. You can check that, right? And if you multiply both of them, you will get 18. So 150 into 0.12, which comes to price weighted prices, and this is the total. Let's take today's price and we assign the same weights based on 650 divided by 2550, which is price, and you will get the price weights. And when you multiply 650 into 0.254902, we get 166 as the price weighted prices. Now we equate 310 to 100 to find the current value, right, which would be 532 divided by 310 into 100, which is 1717268. This denotes the index value as of today. I hope this is explanatory, right? So we have taken the base value and we have taken the current value and we have divided it into multiply 100 to convert into percentage, which is 171.7268. all right, moving on to the next type of index, which is equal weighted index. Now in this scenario, I think it's pretty explanatory. If you see, the term denotes itself an equally weighted index, which makes no distinction whether you have large or small companies, both of which are given equal weighting. The value of index is generated by adding the prices of each stock in the index and dividing that by the total number of stocks. Let's take a look at the example, if in case it's not explanatory. Equal weighted, right? So if you see those 5 examples, the price of share, number of shares, and today's price. Now the base level would be 150 plus 300 plus 450 plus 100 plus 250, which is 5, because basically if you see, the weights are equal. There is no need to actually do multiplication, like, you know, taking multiply into this, okay, and then we assign weights, equal weights. When I say equal weights, it will still have the same value, so we are not going to actually assign weights to them. We're just going to take the price of the shares divided by 5, okay, which comes to 250, and we equate this to 100. Now the current level of this index would be the similar way, right? 650 into 450 into 600. We won't consider the number of shares, we'll just take the price, multiply, basically we'll add all the products here and divide by 5, okay, which comes to 510. Now if I have to derive what is the current level of index, right, to the base of 100, which would be 510, okay, which is the current one, divided by 250 into 100, which comes to 204. all right, let's take a look at the, so I think this was pretty good enough, right? So there are 4 major types of them, right? We looked at market capitalization, we looked at free float, we looked at price weighted, and the 4th one is equal weighted index. Okay,